All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I don't hate you. Do what you have to do, honey. You can just come back another time. I'm going to do exactly like said we talked about yet last night. I'm going to talk about the fleas. I'm going to talk about Ray. I'm going to talk about computer technology. I'm going to talk whatever I want. This is my channel. This is my platform, and you will not cease my right to freedom of speech. And those people that I'm not going to mention their names, they were auto banned anyway, so I'm not worried about them. You know, so they're banned. They were auto banned automatically. So I don't think we'll have a problem with. I don't think that we will have a problem with anybody coming in. And I need to put Discord back on my computer. I took it off. Sorry, I sneezed and I had to blow my nose. I'm going to put this out on the social media. Give me a few minutes. Ooh, that was a big sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I sneezed, had to blow my nose. And guess what? I started coughing. Well, that's okay. Gee, Spawn's still going. So share. Go back to so put this out on X. My at have no idea. So I put it on X. And let me put this out on the Facebook. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about today is this is from the Two Fleas live stream, the one they did last night. So this is the one they did on their live stream the first one they did last night. I don't know how it got flagged. I guess YouTube flagged it for some reason. Sorry, I'm a little slow. I'm a little tired today. So this is from the Two Fleas live stream last night. Now I do have old Fleas and old Ray and all that, which will be read on live streams. Because it's easier for me to do this as a live stream than have to sit here and make a video. I can sit here and do the live stream of it and it's done. Once I'm done with the stream, that's it. So the first thing, John put up shade cloth to. So I guess what he did was he calls it a shade cloth. It looks like it's just what it looks like it's that stuff that you put to prevent snow from drifting. So he had to put. She said that John put the shade cloth on the fence to block the cameras from Tubetown. This woman is just obsessed with the friggin' cameras that are on Jeremy's property. Why is she so obsessed? I don't get that. Why is she so obsessed with where the cameras are on his property? They're not pointed at her property like they keep accusing him doing. All these people are just, it gets more ridiculous after this. Believe me. And she's still going on about Jeremy filming over the fence. And stalking and saying he can't film them unless Oh, they said that they won't. She actually said this that she said that she can't that Jeremy can't film over the fence, and something about them catching him doing it. I hate to tell you this, but number one, they keep violating the they keep violating the protection order by making contact with Jeremy. They keep doing all this. So Jeremy is filming it as evidence and for accountability so that he can use it against him in the courts. And he has the right to film on public property. It's a public road. He can film from the street. It's a public property. Like if I wanted to go out in the middle of 31st Avenue here and take my camera, my phone out and take video of what's going on in front of our building, I can do that. Because one, it's a public right of way. It's a public road. They seem to think that everything's illegal. Answer this question, Lisa Flea. So it's not okay for Jeremy to film for accountability, but it's okay for you to have control over the cameras on Michelle's property so that you can use it to stalk Jeremy every day going up and down Otter Creek Avenue. And of course, Lisa Flea, the head Flea, still being immature and calling Jeremy Germ. To me, that's a little. Now it seems like it's immature. It's like a grade school name calling thing. Grow up. You are grown women. Grow the hell up. Oh my goodness. Grow up. You're grown people. You're grown ups. Act like it. Quit this childish name calling stuff that you do in your little ecosystem. To me, it's just childish. It's just childish, and I guess that shows your mentality, I guess. And then she said later on, as I was reading the transcripts, her transcript, that Jeremy was that Jeremy had already walked a thin line. Okay, so what do you mean by that? So what do you mean by that? Walking a thin line. In all the time that I've watched Jeremy and his videos, he has done nothing to anybody. All I see Jeremy doing is what he wants to do, what he loves to do, just like I'm doing on here. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm not going to let anybody tell me or dictate to me what I can and can't say on here. But Jeremy's just doing his thing. He's doing his storage units. He's doing stuff around the schoolhouse. He's filming this stuff for his life. But not in the entire time that I've watched Jeremy. I've ever seen him do anything that was illegal, or to scam people, or deceive people, or anything. And I'm gonna say it like this: it's jealous. They're jealous haters. They're jealous because their little Fleabag channel will never get to 730,000 subscribers or make the money that Jeremy makes with his YouTube content. And I think they're jealous of it. And I'll tell you a trick to be honest with you. If you want your YouTube channel to grow, you want to have a YouTube channel. What kind of content that you put on your channel is how your channel is perceived. If you're the two flea idiots and all you're doing is putting out defamation and hate using your platform, okay, I mean, you have the right to do that, but the thing is, that's not going to get you a whole bunch of subscribers. If you want to be a YouTube channel, then you need to put out content. You need to put content out there, stuff that people are going to watch. That's how you get subscribers. That's why when I did this channel, when I created this channel, I'm not promoting my channel on other YouTube channels. I don't want that kind of mess. And see what happened to my channel by doing it. But that's over with. And we're moving on from that. But see, it's the content that I put on my channel is that content about technology. That's the stuff that's getting the views on my channel. It's not being hatred and the drama and all that. See, that's what brought attention to that other channel in the first place. The drama. And we're not gonna have it here. Because my mouths will bust your butt. But if you want a YouTube channel, if you want to spread hate and defamation on your YouTube channel, on your platform, go ahead. I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, it's your platform. You can do whatever you want. But the thing is, don't cry when your hate campaign and your anti what the hell's ecosystem thing doesn't get you the subscribers. It's how people perceive your YouTube channel. And if you're perceiving yourself as defamation and harassment and cyber stalking, all the stuff that you accuse Jeremy of doing all the time and don't have proof, don't have any police records. I mean, there's no police reports. If Jeremy's stalking, where's the police report? There's no police reports. There are no police reports. Do you have proof? No. For 8 months now, you have not shown any proof. You said you had witnesses. You've never produced those witnesses. You said that you had another conversation with Michelle. Well, where is that phone call with Michelle? It never materialized. That stuff never materialized. Because you don't have proof, you don't have any evidence, you don't have anything, you don't have. If Jeremy is supposedly breaking the law, where are the police reports? Why weren't police reports filed? But I digress. All right. Still going on about the cameras at Tubetown, and there were 9 of them. Okay. How am I going to have to explain this to you? The 2 idiots in a garbage bag. There are no laws in the state of Florida that have restrictions on how high a security camera can be on private property. Because if there was, Michelle, you would have got busted. Michelle would have got busted. And where those cameras are not technically your business. Okay? As long as those cameras are not looking into somebody's private home, in the bathrooms, bedrooms, or tanning, and places like that, it's not illegal where those cameras are. It's none of your business. He can have cameras all over that property, watching any part of that property he wants. That's up to him. He's the property owner. Just like Michelle, she's the property owner. She can have cameras. She can have cameras wherever she wants to have cameras. There are no. It's like I said. There are no statutes in Florida of how high a security camera can be on private property, as long as that camera is not looking into private areas of a home, which they've accused Jeremy of doing anyway, but never brought it up. As far as I know, never brought it up. And where those security cameras are, whether it's Tube Town or on Jeremy's property, it's none of your business. And then here we go again. It's like I said before. She still goes on about the cameras spying into Michelle's property. How many times do I have to go through this? I guess I'm going to have to go through this a bunch of times to make people realize the cameras are not looking at that nasty garbage dump and that ridiculous looking fence, which they need to be careful of, because as they keep putting stuff on it and adding stuff to it to make it higher, I'm sure there's some kind of zoning regulation now. I'm waiting to see if Otter Creek actually says enough of this. Because that's dangerous what they're doing, adding onto that fence. It's like Spawn said, you get a high wind during a hurricane or a tornado, or just have high winds, and stuff's going to come loose and hit something. It could hit somebody driving down Otter Creek Avenue. But why in the world? I just don't get it. Why in the world are you worried about cameras being? Why? Hold on a sec. Well, first of all, I just can't. Sometimes I can't do this. I can't make other people understand about where those cameras are is none of their business. And I know Jeremy is not doing the things that he says he's doing because he's got his business to run. So I know he's not stalking them. They're just ridiculous people. They're just super ridiculous people. And I won't, in my opinion, Jeremy is doing the right thing by taking this to the courts. They talked about flying drones and taking pictures. And flying them I'm pretty sure that was probably meant to be a joke. I'm sure Jeremy probably wasn't serious about doing that. I'm sure it was a joke. Just like the cannons thing, it was a joke. And she took it seriously. Oh, this woman has no brains. Jesus. If any of them had brains in between all of them, they'd be dangerous. Ah, said that people send Travis stuff because he asked for it and says it's for the kids, which it is. If if Travis says, "Please send this and please do that for me because it's for the kids," he means it. It's not a grift like the two fleas. It's not a grift like the two fleas. If he says it's for the kids, please send this so I can give this out to the kids. He means it. If he wants to get candy for the Hudson sisters, then people will send it. And then said he manipulated, and then they actually accused him of manipulating stuff. What the hell that ever means, I don't know. They accused him of manipulating stuff. Said Travis said that Travis foams at the mouth, or foams from the mouth. I don't know what the hell she's talking about with that. She just said that Travis foams from the mouth. You know what? But you know what? This is a classic example of defamation. This is a classic case of defamation. They're sitting here on their platform saying these things about Travis and George and Jeremy. It's defamation because it's untrue. They don't have any proof of anything. They never had any proof of anything. She actually, and this is defamation right here. She actually called Travis a liar. Yeah, she actually called Travis a liar. Well, again, I'm going to ask, do you have any proof that Travis lied about anything? You keep making up these things and saying these things and defaming Travis and Jeremy and George and Deanna and all the rest of them. But do you have proof of all these accusations? No, you don't have proof of all these accusations. What you're doing is publicly defaming Jeremy and Travis. And if Travis wanted to sue you, he has every right. And here we go again with the friggin' cameras. She said that Travis sat there during his live stream and talked about laughing about the cameras and said something about a camera above the birdcage. Said there was a camera behind his head. All right, well, it's like I said, it's like I've explained time and time and time and time before. Okay, there is no statute in the state of Florida that I know of where security cameras can be, any kind of cameras can be put on someone's private property. Okay, that's as long as those cameras are not looking into people's private homes, like the bedrooms, the bathrooms, in places like that, it's not illegal. And she keeps going on about these things with camera with tube pound. This in this one comment that she made, she said that the cameras in Tubetown were pointed at Michelle's house. Okay, number one, she doesn't have a home on that property, and number two, I believe that if there is a camera pointing that way, all they see is that fence. So why are you saying it's pointed at the house? Number one, there's no house on that property. And number two, if there is a camera pointed that way, it's pointed in the direction where it sees the fence. Two twits. I swear to God, they're twits. And I made a note. It seems they have an obsession about cameras at Tubetown. Yeah, I made that note, or I made that entry in here. Yeah, it seems that this woman has an obsession with where the cameras are on Tubetown. It's none of your business, Lisa. It's not your business where those cameras are located. As long as those cameras are not invading somebody's privacy in their home, like the bathroom or the bedroom, in places like that, it's not illegal. If his camera is pointed at the fence, it's perfectly legal. And here we go again. She always seems to be getting into the business of what she always wants to know about what Jeremy's business ventures are. Because she mentioned that about the Elephant Shoe, about Elephant Shoe LLC, and then went on about all the different companies that Jeremy owns. Lisa, it's none of your business. Okay, it's none of your business. And he did the right thing by putting everything in an LLC because it's protected. But what I'm saying is, it's none of your business, Lisa. Why are you so obsessed with Jeremy's business ventures? Could it be because you had failed business ventures in your past? I've had a few in my past, but I kept moving on. I did research and stuff like that, how to make a business better. I did a lot of things. This woman is just obsessed. She is obsessed too much with what Jeremy is doing. And that's unhealthy. And I believe Spawn, she needs to seek therapy. She really does. All right. And then she said that he caught him something about catching him in his own BS. I guess with these companies, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Sometimes I wonder if she knows what the hell she's talking about half the time. Again, and this went on. After a bunch of she got derailed. She got derailed. Then all of a sudden, she's back on making a rant about Jeremy's business ventures. I don't even know. I don't know if Jeremy's business ventures or his LLCs are public information. It could be, but wouldn't you have to get a FOIA request about it? She is so obsessed with what Jeremy's business ventures are and how much money Jeremy is making. It's like I said earlier, it's jealousy. They will never have a business or a YouTube channel that will prosper the way Jeremy is doing. They will never reach the 700,000 subscribers that Jeremy has. And then again, and see, this is part of they're trying to rehash old. They're trying to rehash old parts of their old narrative to try and spin it into something new. I mean, we all saw that coming. We all saw that coming because she brought up the divorce. I guess she brought up the divorce because exactly EMS. They're trying to ruin Jeremy. But she brought up the divorce and the child and the, what do you call it? The child support payments, and said something about was he taking that money out of the LLCs? I'm pretty sure that those LLCs were probably done after the divorce. Because Jeremy didn't have. If you see, that's the thing. You just screwed yourself, Lisa, because you don't listen to what Jeremy has said. The divorce on his end was a bad one. He lost everything. Listen to what Jeremy has said. He was garbage picking wood. He was garbage picking furniture to break it up and burn it in the fireplace to keep warm during the wintertime. I still say, in my opinion, if Jeremy's making money, what Jeremy makes in his business and what he makes on YouTube isn't any of your business, Lisa. It's not any of your business, period. End of story. It's That's it. It's none of your business. But like I said, You know, are you jealous of Jeremy because he has successful businesses that you failed somewhere in your life running a business? Or is it the fact that your husband got busted for committing fraud and it's public record? It's public record. We all know about your husband. We all know about your husband. Are you jealous? Are you that jealous of Jeremy? Oh, you're selling your peens. I guess selling your peens and all that stuff on the internet not successful either. Selling them fake crystals. I guess people are wise to you and don't buy them. Maybe you failed that way and you're just jealous. I don't know. All right. Oh, and she actually said on her live stream last night that they couldn't put the banners up on the fence because of all the stalking. Oh, these people are fucking ridiculous. Damn. These people are just fucking ridiculous. Who's stalking who? You always accuse Jeremy of stalking Michelle and John. But who has control of Michelle's security cameras? Who is always stalking Jeremy up and down Otter Creek Avenue? Who's the one that went to the schoolhouse and was looking for stalking George and Deanna? Who is stalking who? The main question is, who are the main stalkers? And I can name that right now. John and Michelle. They were the ones that stalked him. But you can't get it through your mind that that actually happened. Because, like several people that I know, play victim. You know what? It's time to stop playing victim and take your lumps on top of your head. John and Michelle are the ones that caused all these problems for Jeremy. It wasn't Jeremy stalking them. I think I'm going to have to keep repeating this over and over and over again to make people understand that Michelle asked to put a donation box up for the turd purgatory at half meal time to go, and Jeremy said no because it was inappropriate. That's when all this stuff started. And people need to remember, for a long time, Jeremy didn't say anything about it or do anything about it. But when it got to the point where it was getting ridiculous and it was getting too bad, then that's when Jeremy took action. Yeah, you're right, Emas. They're big time jealous. They're jealous. I was accused of being jealous. No, I'm not jealous of other YouTube channels. I'm not. I Brett and Therese are the ones that said that they were jealous haters because they never will achieve. They're jealous of the Brett. It sounds like they're also jealous of Travis because his Tube Town and what you do in Willis. Those channels are growing. His channel has those two channels that Travis has grown to great proportions. They're jealous because their channel will never grow because all they want to do is spew hate and defamation with their channel. And their channel will never grow. I'm surprised that they haven't lost subscribers from that channel for doing that. She actually made an excuse for Tory why they couldn't put the eyelets on the banners. Oh, it's the machine. It's the machine. I'm going to tell you something. You put banners on that fence, it's going to make that property look trashier. But go ahead because you don't listen to anybody but yourself. You know. And then she went on another rant about Jeremy's business, Elephant Shoe LLC. Like it's any of your damn business what Jeremy does. His businesses are not your business. And she actually called him Al Bundy. She actually called Jeremy Al Bundy. To me, I don't think that's an insult. That's kind of a compliment if I see it because he sold shoes. Yeah, they're just they actually called him they actually called him um Al Bundy, but to me that's not really an insult. That's a compliment to Ed O'Neill, who played that part just right. Married with Children was one of the funniest TV shows that I've ever seen. Let me make sure that name is in the right. Make sure it's in band. Geez, Spawn's still going at it. Yep, I did. He's banned forever. It's in the list. I just looked at the list of hidden users that's on there. They can come on here all they want with different names. If I see it, I'm just gonna ban them because they want attention, and I'm not gonna give it to them. She said that she actually claimed that Michelle was dyeing her hair way before she met George and said that she wasn't trying to be like George. Somehow I don't believe that. Somehow I don't believe that. And this might be true. I don't know. She claims that Michelle had a Jeep before George did, but that could be true. I don't know. You know, it could be true that she had the Jeep before. It could be true. They might have had the Jeep before they moved to Otter Creek and everything. But the thing is, who cares? Who cares who had what first? That's not what the case is. That's not what this is all about. This is about you publicly defaming Jeremy every time you get a chance. Oh, believe me, everybody, the old two fleas stuff that I'm going to read in live chats is much worse than this. Believe me, the stuff from the old live stream of the old videos that I didn't upload and I had the notes for of the old two fleas and Ray and Darwin Goodson and all that, it's much worse than this. Believe me, it is 10 times worse what they said. And that was at the very beginning of their bullshit. And I'm lucky I saved the transcript, I saved the notes from those videos. Oh, I did talk to Musa Lady. I had to put Discord back on my Remind me, I need to put Discord back on my computer because she sent me a message. I talked to Musa Lady in Spawn's chat today, and she hugged me, and it felt so good. Musa Lady will always be welcome here. She didn't do anything wrong. She just got caught up in the drama, and I feel sorry for it. I really am, but it's not going to happen here. Oh, yeah, the Musa Lady hugs that I get makes me so warm and fuzzy inside. Sometimes I can't stand myself. And Spawn's still going at it with the game. Jeez. But he's a gamer. That's Spawn's thing, you know. That's what Spawn's doing by playing games on his channel will bring subscribers to your channel eventually. Yes, he did. And he's still alive today. He's still alive. Yeah, I talked to Musa Lady. Everything is cool. And I knew that it would be cool because it was just the drama that was going on in here. And we're not going to have that. Especially if Trin is here. Oh, God, you come in on a Saturday and start shit? Well, Trin will bust your butt. Trin will bust your butt. And she don't play that. And she already told me that she's not going to play that with this channel either. So I think everything is cool with myself and Musa Lady. I need to put Discord back on my computer to see the message that she sent me. I just have been so busy. I called a cab. I called Z-Trip at 10 minutes to 2 to come and pick me up so I can go to the bank and go get cigarettes and come back. By the time they got here, it was 2:30, 2:30, 2:40, something like that. Then I had to go to the bank and wait in line. Then I had to go get cigarettes and then come back here. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She has a heart of gold. And if she's here watching me today, I'm sorry for what happened. I just got caught up in the drama. But I'll guarantee you it's not going to happen. Or EMS will zap your ass in the next fucking century. You fuck with me, and EMS is modding, she'll zap your fucking ass into the next century. Or the next time zone, whichever one. Because we're not playing that now. Oh, and by the way, I was told that I threatened somebody. I never threatened anybody. I merely stated that. Hold on. I got you back today, EMS. I got you back today. I got your back today. I understand. But yeah, I was accused of supposedly I had threatened somebody. I didn't threaten anybody. I merely stated if the stalking didn't stop, that I was going to consult with a lawyer and I was going to be filing police reports. And since I have their information now, if it doesn't stop, I will be filing police reports and will be consulting with a lawyer because you are not going to destroy this channel. All right. Yeah, I got you back today. Don't worry about it. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to read and I'm trying to read and I'm watching the chat, so don't worry about it. Once they start getting the message that we're not playing around anymore, they'll stop eventually. Okay. Now check this out. She claimed that George was not 53 but 43 and said Jeremy was 48. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. But you know what? It doesn't matter. They were talking about Jeremy and George's age. Maybe they don't want their age to be revealed online. For safety reasons, maybe they don't want their but maybe for safety reasons, do you ever think, well, I don't want my age to be put out there? And there's reasons why people won't tell them how old they are online like that. because there's a lot of safety concerns. I don't blame them. And if it is, it's none of their business anyway. Why do these people got to keep getting into Jeremy and George's business? But see, you notice as I'm reading this, the attack goes from Jeremy, it goes to Travis, then it goes to George, then it'll go back to Travis, then it's going to go on to Sharon Michelle. They're trying to rekindle a narrative that died a long time ago. It seems like they're trying to rekindle a narrative that died. And now they're coming up, they're using the old twists to try and twist something new. I hope these people don't believe that bullshit. I just hope that, and pray that these people don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe it. I think they're a crock of shit. They're full of shit. I think they're a crock of shit. Oh, and here we go. And Spawn spoke about this today, but I'm going to repeat the same thing. She said that HG was not hollering Super Dave at Travis to piss him off. So, in other words, yeah, she said that it wasn't, that the child wasn't yelling Super Dave at Travis to piss him off. That she got stickers in the mailbox and was excited about it. Okay, I call bullshit. Okay, I call bullshit on that for a reason. Why I call bullshit on that. You can go and watch Travis's live from Tubetown. When the child started screaming, you could see them under the fence screaming that stuff. It's just a lie. I saw it. I was watching it. I saw that part. You could see her under the fence, but they claimed that it was just their feet and they were by the mailbox. No, 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 no. I saw the video. The video doesn't lie. The video doesn't lie. I saw the video. I watched Travis's video. I watched when he turned the camera towards the fence, and you could see her by the fence, under the hole in the fence, yelling, Super Dave, just to annoy Travis to get him to say something about it. Why are these people? You know what? It's a pattern. There's a pattern coming together here. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's a pattern of bad behavior here somewhere. I don't know where all this started. I've got a pretty good feeling I know where it all started from. I got a pretty good feeling I know where that's all started from. And do you really? And Spawn brought this up. And I agree with him. You shouldn't be teaching your. Why are you teaching your child to do stuff like that? Why are you teaching your child to hate certain YouTubers? That's not a healthy thing. Teaching children to do that. I would never teach my niece and my two nephews anything like that because my mom would bury my ass in the backyard. Believe me. Yeah, my mom would bury my ass in the backyard if I was teaching the kids to do stuff like that. And then she said that Travis accused HD of, who's a 5-year old. In other words, she said that she she said Travis accused HG, a 5-year old, was harassing him. Yeah, if you're sitting there, you know that he's doing a live stream from Tubetown, and you're sitting there yelling stuff at him, and you're trying to make him mad, and you're trying to disrupt his live stream and what he's doing. Yeah, it would make me mad. I mean, these people are just ridiculous. As I keep reading this, I'm listening to Spawn this morning, and I was finishing up taking the notes and everything. These people are just ridiculous. The whole anti-what the hell's ecosystem are nothing but a bunch of ridiculous idiots. But if they think that defaming Jeremy, they can defame Jeremy and think they're going to get away with it, I would think twice about that, Lisa. I would think twice about it, Lisa. I would really think twice about it. And this is what I mean about being ridiculous. Says Travis was talking about them and was harassing a family to do I even want to go on with this? So in other words, what she's saying is that Travis was yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's going to be evidence in court. But she said that Travis was talking about them and was harassing a family to exploit them for financial gain and for views, and the views was making money. That's funny. Because obviously your views are not making money for your channel. It's like you said, EMS, they're jealous. It's like Brett and Therese said in a message. They responded to a message I left on a comment. They're jealous haters. They're nothing but jealous haters. They're jealous because Jeremy has more than what they have. as far as views on YouTube, subscribers on YouTube, making money off of YouTube. They're jealous because their channel will never achieve that. Maybe you need to change your platform. Maybe you need to change the style of your platform and quit doing all this defaming. Because all you're doing in the long run is you're getting yourself into more and more trouble the more you flap your goddamn lips. And I didn't mean to say that. That slept. That slept. Again, she went on about putting up that shade cloth, which I don't think it's a shade cloth. I think it's one of those fence things that you put up. But again, because they're accusing Travis of the same thing. They're accusing Travis of filming the little girl and filming her property. I don't think Travis is there half the time anyway. She actually said that Jeremy was obsessed. Is obsessed. And every time John goes, oh, I guess what she's talking about is Jeremy's obsessed with the little child. Every time he goes live on his live streams on Sundays, the little child is mentioned. Well, if the little girl is being mentioned, it's for a reason. She doesn't need to be in that toxic situation, and we're doing. It's a thing. She's in a toxic. She's in a toxic situation. People go to tube. Yeah, that's right. But the thing is, that little girl's in a toxic situation. Whatever damage that is being done to that little girl, I don't think can be undone. Not without therapy. But like you said, teaching a little child how to do that stuff, that's not what we teach our children. Lisa actually told John to plant hemlock. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. That's I don't even know what to say about that. I think hemlock is poisonous. Why would you want to do that to somebody? I don't. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. I do believe hemlock is a poisonous plant. These people are just evil. Just plain and simple, they're evil. Okay, so we're good there. But let me switch this back to my account. Target's going on tonight at 7 o'clock. That's going to be interesting to listen to. But like I said, they're just evil. Those people are evil. Because they want to do something. They want to do something to Jeremy all the time. How many times did they try to get Jeremy put in jail? But because they don't have proof, no evidence, and never filed a police report, how many times did that fail? Oh boy. Maybe I need to turn that up just a tad. All right. We'll see what that does. Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? What's her name in chat EMS? Aussie Jen. We were kind of talking a little bit, and I just explained to her that it is hard to come back after something what happened to this channel. I am doing my best, but at least I'm here every day doing my thing. Today's what, Thursday? Yep, today is Thursday, so there'll be a new file upload. It's like I said, I scheduled all of May's. I downloaded all the files of the videos and scheduled them, so I just don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. I can come and do my live streams every day and don't have to worry about uploading files, uploading videos. I like Aussie Jen. She seems like a sweet person. And so is Moosa Lady. And I gotta put, as soon as I'm done doing this, while I'm listening to Jeremy, because I know he's gonna have a video today. While I'm listening to Jeremy, I'm gonna put Discord back on here and have a chat with Moosa Lady. Are we getting close to the end? Okay, no, I see where I am. Okay. Okay, that's where we are there. As I'm reading this stuff, as I'm writing this stuff down, I can't believe the crap that comes out of her mouth. The accusations. Jeez. But here we go again. She accused Travis of being on the phone and telling someone about the shade cloth being put up to block cameras from Tubetown. Well, if Travis says something to somebody, that's none of your business. He's probably just letting them know what was going on. 'Cause I don't think you can keep building a fence like that over and over and over again. Just keep building a fence, and it reaches a certain height, it would be illegal. Yep, Jeremy just. So Jeremy just put on a new video. Yeah, she has no morals. And here we go again. Now this is an attack. It looks like this is an attack on Shara. See, they just go from one person to. It'll be Jeremy 1 minute. It'll be Travis 1 minute. It'll be Shara. Then it'll go back to George, or it'll be George. They're trying to rebuild their narrative because they know that their narrative died. You know, they're trying to rekindle their narrative because it went out on them. Exactly, exactly. EMS. It's nothing. It's about money. It's all about the money, and they're not going to get a penny of it because Jeremy said he was not going to settle. There was going to be no settlement. That he was going to prosecute to the full extent of the law. Said that people are sending Jeremy private messages between Michelle and Shara. I have to ask that question. Well, it could be private, but I don't know. And then she actually called Shara a dirty deleter, saying that I guess Shara deleted certain things. I'm sure Shara didn't delete anything. And she's putting out the truth. See, they're saying these things because Shara's putting the truth out there about them, and they don't like it. That's why they're saying these things about Shara, because they're putting out the truth about Michelle and John and the two fleas and everything. Exactly. Exactly. They said Shara was. I can't read my handwriting. Oh, Shara was handing over confidential information in legal about the legal team. Whatever the hell that means. And get this, everybody. She actually admitted, in her live stream that she copyrighted Shara. She actually admitted that she copyrighted Shara in her stream. Exactly, EMS. Exactly, it's the stuff that they're doing. I don't know what the hell she means by this. This caught me off guard. Said that Cheryl is guilty of harassment and stalking the press and property, whatever the hell that means. Claimed that the people in the What the Hells group are cultists, Facebook freaks, and said Jerry was stalking MP and cyber harassing and cyberbullying her. Now you know that's not the truth. Everybody that comes on this channel, even on the old channel, knew that that's not the truth. He's filming and reporting his life, what they're doing to him. It's not cyber harassing, cyber bullying, or whatever the hell else. And she actually said this statement. She actually said this statement. Said that Jeremy is trying to convince everyone he is innocent and has done nothing wrong, but he made mention of his what? I can't read my handwriting, but that's ridiculous. Whatever statement. She said supposedly. She said supposedly. Now I say supposedly. She supposedly has caught Jeremy in a bunch of lies. But like I said, do you have proof? Because for 8 months now, you haven't shown any proof. For 8 months, you say you have documentation. You never showed it. For 8 months, you said you had witnesses. You never brought them forward to speak. For 8 months, you said this and you said that, but don't have any proof. For 8 months, you've been accusing Jeremy of committing crimes, but yet you don't have proof and there are no police reports filed on it. They're just a pile of shit. That's all there is to it, in my opinion. Said that Jeremy had said something about using the said something about using the drones after John put up the shade cloth to block the cameras. I'm sure that if Jeremy made a reference to drones and drone footage, it was probably a joke. It's like I said before. He said something about the cannons, and it was a joke. It was a little toy cannon. I'm sure that if they said anything about drones, I'm sure it was meant to be a joke. That I don't think Jeremy was serious about it. 'Cause I know Jeremy wouldn't do stuff like that. I believe that Jeremy probably brought it up once before, but I'm sure it was a joke. He never did it. But one question that I have to ask before I go on. If Jeremy and Travis are doing all these things, how are they doing it when they don't have the time? They're busy with their lives. See, they don't have proof that this is going on. They're just making accusations. But how is Jeremy doing all this stuff when he's busy with his business? He's busy with the stuff that he has to do for his life. He doesn't have time for this garbage that they're accusing him of. And then they actually accused Jeremy and Travis of using John and Michelle as a part of their tourism. So in other words, what the two fleas are accusing Jeremy and Travis of doing is they're using Michelle and John and that nasty property as a tourism spot, which I don't believe that for a minute. I really don't believe that for a minute. I really don't believe that for a minute. Not even a hot damn minute do I believe that. They actually accused. She actually said that they talked about flying drones over Michelle's property. I'm sure it's like I said. I'm sure that if Jeremy said that, it was probably meant to be a joke. I don't think Jeremy would actually do that stuff. See, Jeremy doesn't have the time to mess with these people. To mess with these people. And I believe that Jeremy wouldn't do stuff like that. You know, I had to take a breather for a minute. She actually said this that Jeremy was too stupid to get a drone license. So Jeremy was all about voyeurism and said Jeremy is calling it accountability. So in other words, what she's saying here is that Jeremy is a voyeur, is using the camera stuff for voyeurism, and it's not for accountability. That's right. That's right, EMS. I know that. I know that, and the whole planet knows that. But that's what she said, that it was about voyeurism and not about accountability. And everybody that's on this channel, who's on the good side of my channel, knows that that's not the truth. He's filming it for his accountability and for his life. And then she actually said that every time John is outside doing something, Jeremy pulls up within 5 minutes. Oh, that's a lie. Now that's a lie. That right there is a that is just a bald face lie. You want me to repeat that statement? I'm going to repeat that statement. Said that every time John is outside doing something, Jeremy pulls up within 5 minutes. First of all, Jeremy is too busy with other things to be messing with these people. But this is an example of they're trying to come up with new twists to their narrative because their narrative died a long time ago. Because they don't have proof of any of the accusations that they make against Jeremy. But I will say this. I will say this one thing. And I'll say it again. If Jeremy's filming for his accountability from the road, again, he has that right because it's a public road. And Spawn Trooper said something about that too. It's a public road. You can't stop him from filming. Especially because they keep making contact with him and breaking the protection order. All these people are just so they're witless. They don't have a brain cell between them. And get this. She said that the pictures that Jeremy takes, he does not have consent to publish it. Yeah, she actually said that. That the pictures that Jeremy are taking and the video that he's taking, he doesn't have the right, he doesn't have the consent to to publish it. I kind of find that hard to believe there. Because if I go outside and I film if I film what's going on in the neighborhood and I make a video out of it and I publish that video, okay, that video and any pictures that I take is my property. I own the intellectual property for that. I think there's one person that don't realize that I still own the intellectual property on certain live streams. And then she said George needs to be taken down for posting thumbnails and content about the property and said it was illegal. No, it's not. If they're filming that stuff and getting that stuff if they're filming it from the public road, again, he has that right to use that content. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. Oh my goodness. These people are witless and brainless. Anyway, how can it be illegal? They tried to fight that thumbnail thing in court, and Michelle dropped the damn case. Because her claim on that thumbnail thing didn't have any merit because he wasn't using it for commercial purposes like they accused him of doing. Ah, my goodness. The bullshit that comes out of their mouth is just amazing. And then she still claims that Jeremy is trying to convince everybody that he's innocent and that everyone else is guilty and they are pathological liars. Didn't they prove that they were all pathological liars? I mean, didn't Jeremy prove that Michelle was a pathological liar? That they were all pathological liars? You just can't handle the truth. Because when the truth hurts, it comes back and bites them in the ass, and I don't like it. Said Jeremy goes off like a 2-year-old child. I don't know what the hell. I guess she's talking about when Jeremy does live streams on Sunday, or when he does videos, he goes off like a 2-year-old child. Well, you know what? If I was having, if people were doing to me what they are doing to Jeremy, I don't think that I could keep my calm for very long. Just like what happened with the other channel. I'm trying to keep my calm. But sometimes I get mad, especially when I'm not on here, and I get it out of my system. But the thing is, if you were going through what Jeremy was going through and it was making you mad, I would go off too. I really would. I don't think I'd keep my calm for very long. And then you're trying, and the stuff with the little child, what's going on with that little child. I don't think I could keep my calm. Not for long. And she said this statement. She said that Jeremy and George sit around and make and hurt people and making no they mock people. What I'm trying to say is they sit. What she's saying is that Jeremy and George sit around and mock people and make fun of people in the town and are hurting the people in that town. If I'm correct, everybody, didn't Jeremy try to do whatever he can to help Otter Creek? Didn't Jeremy do whatever he could to try and help the people of Otter Creek and not hurt them? Said that Otter Creek does not need Jeremy and George there. All right. Well, if the people of Otter Creek say they don't want Jeremy and George there, then have them say it publicly that they don't want them there. It's like I said, this goes back to look at the stuff that Jeremy has done to help them people of Otter Creek. And she's always and I noticed this too. That she's always talking about George and then telling her to shut up. Yeah, she actually several times in the live stream told George to shut up. Sometimes I wonder about these people and their mentality. I believe I I actually agree with Spawn Trooper that they need to have they need to have a mental health check. They need to seek therapy. She actually called the schoolhouse a glorified clubhouse that moonlights as a half-ass warehouse. Yeah, she actually said that she called the schoolhouse a glorified clubhouse and said it was being used. It was moonlighting as a half-ass warehouse. Huh. And then she said that, and and when this ends, she actually said that when it's going to end, and Jeremy is not going to be happy when it ends. I have no idea what the hell that means. Then she talked about how she got a storage unit. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second. So, you paid for a cheap storage unit. Can I ask the question? Did that money come out of the $56,000 that you didn't give to Michelle and John? The things that make you go, Yeah, she talked about buying a cheap storage unit. But the question is, did the money come out of that 56,000 that was supposed to go to Michelle and John that you took from them, and you didn't give any money from it. Things that make you go, But, grifters grifting. Grifters grifting from other grifters. That's all it is. And, well, I'll talk about that after. Let me get through this. And she actually admitted in her live stream that at one time she used to watch Jeremy's storage unit videos. She actually claimed that Jeremy said that the signs that were out on the highway were only out for 40 minutes, and said Jeremy oopsie letting that information out. And then they went on about people not seeing the signs because the way that they positioned. Oh my God. Yeah, like I said, she actually tried to say that the signs couldn't be seen because of the way that they were positioned. And she actually said that Jeremy assumed it was Michelle and John who made the signs. Okay, there's no doubt in I'm sure they did. Sorry about that. But then, before I started coughing, the thing is, John admitted to it in the Ohio court that she wrote the signs and he put them out there. So why is she saying that Jeremy only assumed? Jeremy assumed that it was Michelle and John that did this. When John admitted in the Ohio court during that contempt hearing that she wrote the signs and John posted them, or they both posted them. Said that Jeremy said that Travis. So what she's accusing Travis of is when the whole time that Travis was live and filming, and the cameras were faced. And the cameras were faced at her property. Ridiculous. Still claiming that HG was not yelling Super Dave at Travis, but it was about stickers she received. Yeah, I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. But trust me, what I'm going to read in the next live streams is 10 times worse than this. The accusations and the lies, it's just going to get worse. They get worse and they get worse and they get worse. And maybe one day in the future, before the end of this year, I am going to create a fundraiser so that people that want to support the channel will have a chance to support the channel by giving money. Because I understand that some people don't have access to PayPal. I know some people, I don't have access to Cash App because I don't have access to Cash App because I don't have a smartphone. I have a flip phone. But yeah, the stuff I'm going to read, and the stuff I'm going to be reading is the old stuff from last year, and it's worse. It's just as bad as it's worse then than it was now. Trust me. Yeah, and I probably agree with you on that. I'm sure some kind of agreement was made. Because where's she getting the money for the inventory for the flea market? If she's not receiving some kind of money to buy inventory, I don't know if she's I don't know if she's actually out there selling that stuff and making money off of it. Technically, it's not any of my business, but she needs to be careful because I believe she got reported to the Social Security for that. So yeah, she needs to be careful because it's like I said before. You can make up to a certain amount and it won't affect your benefits. But if you're making more than that amount, then they can deduct it from your benefits or they can stop that portion of your benefits. And I do believe I read somewhere, it might not be true, it may be true, that somebody reported it to Social Security. I don't know. I know if I did something like that, they'd come down on my ass hard. All right, everybody, we actually hit the 2 hour mark. I don't believe it. We actually hit the 2 hour mark today. I cut it short yesterday because I was just tired and a little frustrated. But yeah, I have plenty of material. I have plenty of the notes from last year's Anti What the Hell's ecosystem and the live streams from Ray Bonecrusher and the Two Fleas and Darwin Goodson. But I also noticed something too. Darwin Goodson and Ray Bonecrusher haven't been saying much. They haven't been saying anything. They've been keeping pretty quiet, talking about stuff, about Jeremy. But yeah, I have plenty of material. And to me, I'd rather come on here and read that stuff in a live stream than actually have to sit here and make video after video after video after video. One, I could do it as a live stream. And there are people here that I can interact with. And that's the way I'm going to do it. and EMS, and I talked about this, and that's what I'm going to do. And then after that, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk about anything I want. Because I will say this a final time: you will not come on this channel. You will not manipulate me. You will not deceive me. You will not try to do anything to this channel. It is my platform. You do not tell me what I can and can't say, what I can and can't talk about, because it's my platform. If I want to talk about the two fleas, I'll talk about the two fleas. I'll talk about technology. I'll talk about Ray Bone Crusher. I'll talk about anything that I want to talk about. It's my channel. And like I said, you will never cease to take away my right to freedom of speech. As long as I have my heart is beating and there's blood flowing through my veins. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember, I broadcast Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And on Saturday, it's 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. You all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you back here tomorrow. You all have a wonderful evening. Oh, and if you don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber to this channel and you like the content that's on this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel and help support the channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, everybody, I'm out. I will see you guys tomorrow.